Pa,
Yeah?
can't sleep. Could you tell me a story?
All right. I'm sure I can remember a few. All right. How about once upon a time, there was this halfling king, you see. And this halfling king, he was sad.
What was his name?
His name was Cecil.
Cecil.
Yes.
King Cecil.
King Cecil, that's right. And King Cecil had this problem. He was feeling sad, and he asked all of his advisors and his subjects if there was some way that he could stop feeling sad and be happier. And one of his subjects had heard about this. Well, it was a legend of a magic ring. Now, I know what a lot of people say about halflings and magic rings, but it's all a load of hogwash.
Oh, Mom was saying something about someone who kept trying to offer their magic ring to people in the pub.
That's an entirely different thing, and I'll thank you not to repeat that in front of her.
Oh, okay. So
Now,
Cecil had his magic ring.
yes. Well, not quite. One of his servants was out searching for a magic ring that would help King Cecil stop feeling sad and feel happy. Oh. And he searched the land. He searched high and he searched low, and he vowed that if such a ring existed in the world, he would find it. But turned up empty. And on his way back to court, he passed by a simple silversmith's jewelers. Oh. And he went in there, asked the owner.
What was his name?
I think the owner's name was Joan.
Joan.
Yes. So
Cecil and Joan.
Yeah, so Joan the silversmith, he said, well, I don't know about magic rings, but I do have a very special piece to commission. And he passed over this very simple silver-banded ring, but it had some writing on the inside.
Ooh.
And the writing said, "This too shall pass."
What?
Well,
I don't get it.
This was a very interesting thing, because when the servant saw this, he immediately thought, this could be just what we're looking for. Not magic in your traditional sense, but a change of perspective. So he brought this ring back to King Cecil, and King Cecil took the ring, was very pleased to see this message that this too shall pass. He felt much better already, that even if he was feeling sad right now, he knew that it wasn't ever going to go on forever. And so he took the ring, placed it on his finger, and felt an awful lot better. Although, as time went by, King Cecil, he was less sad. He got positively happy.
Oh.
But this was the thing about the message that this ring held. This too shall pass can apply just as easily to being sad as to when you're happy. Oh. And so, when he looked at it when he was happy, he felt sad because he knew that it wasn't going to, whatever happiness he had, it wasn't going to last for very long. Now,
that's sad.
It is, but the thing that one has to remember is that all things in life are varying degrees of temporary. Nothing is permanent in this world, not even our troubles. And so, the way I quite like to think about this story is, while there are some things in this world that are very sad, there are none of them permanent. And even if the good things aren't permanent either, that doesn't mean to say that they're any less important. Like, I've told you plenty of times about how when you're a little bit older, I look forward to the two of us being able to stand on the deck of a ship together and sail the world, and I can't wait for that. But by the same token, I wouldn't ever wish to be, denied the time we have right now, because it's always precious. Because for that very reason, because it's not permanent. This, what we have right here, right now, it's just as precious as anything that is to come or anything that has been before. So it is the impermanence that makes things just, well, in some ways it's what makes life worth living, isn't it? We've got all of these things to experience, and even if they come and go, doesn't make them any less important. It's kind of like when we go out and build sandcastles together. The tide comes in, washes them away, we build them back up, don't we?
Yeah.
And it's not the fact that they get washed away at the end that's the be-all and end-all. It's the time we spent making them, and that's precious time. And it's time I wouldn't rather spend doing anything else.
Thanks, Dad. That's a good story.
You're welcome, son.
Oh! Story time, is it?
That's right.
Your pa been telling you a story then has he? Mm-hmm. What sort of story has he been telling you? Well, there was this king called Cecil, and he was very sad. So he wanted to look for someone's ring, and he met a silversmith, and the silversmith offered him his ring, and his name was Joan. And he found that if he passed through Joan's ring and put his finger into it, it made him happier. But then it made him sad after a while. And the point is that things don't that nothing's permanent, but that's okay because it's like building sandcastles at the beach, but with rings. This isn't like this. What I was talking to you about.
No, dear. No, I explained to him that it was an entirely different thing.
Okay. Well, you have a good night, son. Okay.
You do. Sleep well.
Good night, Ma. Good night, Pa.
Good night.